Okay, let's get started. Kali and OWASP. Is this the one? Good. Okay. I don't want the one that already has ZenMap installed because it also already has Nessus installed. Or just make sure they're on the same network. They're both on Ryan's NAT network, so we can start them. Okay. OWASP is going to go in the lower left corner because it's not important. Right control, freeze your mouse. So Nessus is always installed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it and then install it. Oh, really? Okay. Let's get started. Bidirectional clipboard is enabled. That's good. Now, as it happens, I already actually have an IP address. What made that noise? Was that this? I'm going to pause this while I paste and copy the link because I don't want you to see my email inbox. I don't know if this is going or not. Recording? Okay. No. Okay, that's better. Okay, now that we've created, gonna get the link. So looking through these options, I see the Linux Debian right here. x86 4. I'll download this one. Let's just open that Word document. Okay, I'm going to click that symbol so I can open in the whatever thing. Nope. I meant to do that. Okay, let's copy that. Too easy. Include the file name. Yeah, okay. Justify verify the selection with each significant term. All right, let's work through these significant terms one at a time. Unfortunately, even the best of you guys did miss significant terms. Let's work through these. Okay. First one is Nessus. And it's fine if you treat 10.8.3 as a different significant term, as long as you explain that it's the Nessus version and not the Debian version. Okay. What is Debian 10? What is Debian will say? Yes, there are multiple different versions of Debian. And unlike Windows, a new version of Debian will come out like every 2 or 3 years.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
All right. AMD64 is a hardware platform.
Let's go.
Okay. And then we'll do .deb.
Yes. Does the headphone start when I connect to PC with USB?
This is kind of what I wanted to see. Specifically, I wanted to see what I really want to see is Debian 10, AMD 64, and deb. What does deb mean? The .deb does not mean this package is for Debian, because there are other tools that would also be distributed as a .deb file. So, for example, I'm assuming Amazon Linux is based on Ubuntu. Oh, it's based on Red Hat. Okay. And a better example is Raspberry Pi OS. That uses .deb files. Ubuntu also uses .deb files. So just because it ends in a .deb doesn't mean it's meant for Debian. I don't know what you're thinking. Ubuntu is based on Debian, and that's true, but that doesn't mean that a .deb file that's for Debian is going to work on Ubuntu, because consider that they use different repositories. An Ubuntu package might, Ubuntu tends to have more up-to-date packages, so something that's released for Debian might have fewer or different dependencies. So it does matter which operating system you use.
Okay, then we
Number
are
3. Let's see.
How you say bye in Bangla? Allah Hafiz. We also say Allah Hafiz. We also say Allah Hafiz and Asir. Hafiz or Asir.
Asir means the friend. We say
Oh, yeah, Allah Hafiz. उमर भाई चलें आपका इंतजार है
मैंने इंतजार तो इनकी 2 मिनट है
और छोड़ें इनको ये करते रहेंगे अभी ये सारा आएंगे इनके साथ बैठेंगे गपशप लगेगी इनकी
फिर मैंने कहा
भेजो दो ना
सर के साथ दर्शन
चलें फिर आज आपने पेपर सबमिट किया ताज़ा सारा आपको ढूंढ रहे होंगे डिस्कशन के लिए
पिलाओ
सर ने तो बुलाया था मैं बस
वही है ना सब आज ढूंढ रहे होंगे कि आपको टिप्स के लिए
Okay.
मोटिवेट करें
It's okay here.
It's
installed Nessus successfully. So I'm just going to follow the
मैंने
instructions
मुझे
here.
मना किया था इतना बड़ा नहीं करना कि घर आ
Set
जाए
it to kg-i, name the file.
ओके जी बाय आप मिलेंगे मंडे को
तो सर ले गए
Oh, hold on. That's capital I inspect. Okay. So you could take a screenshot of all this, but another way to do this, like I said, is tpkg-s nesses. S standing for ness. Yeah. Sorry, it just. The other guys in the lab are not super jazzed that I'm loudly recording a walkthrough while they're trying to work. Yeah, sure, this is acceptable. I mean, generally speaking, I prefer you guys not to crop your screenshots a ton, because oftentimes you'll crop out information that you think is worthless or useless, but it's actually very important. Okay, so let's work on number 5, the screenshot we followed. So I'm just going to look up. So a couple of these could be confusing. If you add nesses, it makes things very clear. Do not ever use this. This is unacceptable. Not because you shouldn't be using a generative AI, you should. But you need to use both. You need to both use generative AI and articles, and neither is a complete substitute for the other. They actually are useful for very different things. So Tenable says on Linux to use systemctl. Now this is acceptable, and I am just going to use this one just to represent a little bit of diversity of methodology here. Stop it. Okay. That's fine. Start an SSD, post a screenshot, start the service. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. Okay, there are several ways. Here's the first way. If you just start the service. That's good. That would work because it didn't say there was an error. The other way is to do this. And it'll show you the services running. Either of these is acceptable. I'm going to take a screenshot of both. You're going to accept this. Okay. This is essentials. Oops. Whatever. Don't really care. I don't think there's anything important there. Activation code. I'm going to just call this Ryan and the password's going to be password because I'm an info. Oh, not this again, not this again. Shoot. In 1492, I had enough of you. Oh, I'm not gonna help you. I'm recording. Velcro. Yeah, this thing, I don't like it. In this case, it's pretty simple what you have to do. I'm gonna start by trying to just restart the SSD. And if that still doesn't work, I'm going to have to reinstall Nessus. as you can tell by my enthusiasm, I love this part of the lesson. Nessus is such a charming. Invalid code field. Which of these is code? Is invalid code field in here? No. Field bad format. Okay, let's see if we can find bad format. Bad format. No. Is code in here? Code is not in here. I'm not sure what it means by code. It says it's a bad format. Okay, well that is just delightful. Pro. Valid code field. What does that even mean? Wait a minute. Oh, you're telling me that? Are you telling me the activation code is wrong? No way. Wait a minute. It lets you continue with the code that's wrong. That is the stupidest, terrible design. Because there's a freaking space at the beginning. That would be so funny. Bruh. Okay, Chop. Yes, maybe I've been watching too much Asmongold, but I like that guy. He is, well, he is kind of a loser, and so that kind of makes me feel better. He's freaking hilarious, though. You know this guy? This guy's so funny. Zach Rar. Yeah. This thing is going to be the bane of your life. You got to wait for these things to compile. So what's going to happen is I'm going to skip those for a while. I'm going to skip things related to Nessus for the time being. Okay. Okay, let's work on 8. 8 for scanning, determine the IP address of the OWASP machine. How are we going to do that? Well, it's pretty simple. So we're going to do an nmap of our local network, which is like this. Can we do this? Holy shit. I mean, not localhost. Whatever. Okay, I guess we can't do that. We're going to do over the 24 because if you look at here, our network is /24. And look at that. I dare say this machine has a bit much going on, so I'm going to say 10.02.15. I'm just going to do this so that you can see what command I would have run. There we go. Okay. Number 11, determine which network interface your internet traffic is most likely to call IBM through. There's a couple ways of doing this. The first one is trace route to google.com, and we can see, wait a minute. Can I go to google.com? Of course I can. It just doesn't work because google.com blocks, or whatever the traffic, like blocks ICMP. Okay, never mind. A couple of ways. The first one is you can say, if you look at IPA, you can see that I have only 2 interfaces, the loopback and the Ethernet interface. And so because I only have one interface that can be used to communicate with the internet, traffic has to leave out of that interface. Now, it's not enough to just point to Ethernet 0 and say, you know, Ethernet is what you're going to use, because what if you have multiple Ethernet interfaces? Or if you have a Wi-Fi interface? But if you only have Ethernet, that's pretty obvious. Or if you only have one port, it's pretty obvious. The other way is you can say so IP route shows you the default routes to go places. There's another way to do this actually. You can say, just pick an IP address on the internet. You can say get the route to 1111, and it will tell you that it's going to go through. It's going to go through the Ethernet 0 interface. Via means the next hop, which is the router, like the router's IP address. This is the actual interface. But the point is, through any of these methods, you can identify that there's going to use the ETH0 interface. So as evidence of this, personally, I'm going to do the IP route. I'm just going to take a screenshot. I'm just going to say like, no, come on. Can I make this fit? I really want to make this fit. I guess you can crop it. Not that it matters because gonna add more things behind it and totally mess up the formatting. Yeah, it's here. TCP dump is, yeah. So we're gonna do TCP dump I80, and just to prove that this is working, we're just gonna go to like youtube.com, or we'll go to suckless.org. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Oh wow, you look at that. Restart this time saving. Okay. W-W file. Okay. Okay, let's go. Now, to go to the insecure version of the site, you're going to specify HTTP, and it can be helpful to specify port 80. Okay. Screenshot to show we access the insecure version of the site is going to be something that shows that little lock. Now, because I want you guys to succeed, I'm going to help you out a little bit I'm going to do a little bit more to this EC. So, sometimes Firefox is not going to cooperate, and it's going to keep redirecting you back to HTTPS. Now the solution for this is you do an NS lookup, and then you use that IP address in Firefox. If it's a simple website like suckless.org, and suckless.org is simple, that's what they pride themselves on, it will work either way. And so I'm just going to use that as the example. Okay. Yes, this is the important part. If you don't specify that it's a pain in the ass, then I will not believe that you've ever dealt with HTTPS captures, and I will be very cranky. So you must specify that. Not really. But if you do, you will get 0 extra credit points. Well, I'm not going to take away. Okay, that sounds like a threat. I'm not going to take away extra credit points. I will give you 0 more extra credit points for doing that. Okay, cancel it? Sure, why not? Alright, let's cancel it. We're going to filter HTTP. 3 assets. Alright, let's look at the get. What are some 3 assets? First thing I identify is root. Second thing I identify is style CSS. And the third one I identify is uriel.png. And yes, root is an asset, I suppose. Well, okay, technically root is not an asset, actually, so hold on. Well, let me see what the response was. This is actually, it has a name, and it's, I'll accept this. Another, fine, you know what, just to make it unambiguous, I'll use a different one. instead of using root, you're going to use favicon diaco. There. That wasn't too hard. Okay. Bye, Jaws.
Bye.
Hopefully, this says finished compiling. Blah blah blah. Skip that. That's annoying. Let's make a scan. Proof. Oh, let's get the proof. Here's the proof. Where's the proof that I installed Nessus? For scanning, determine the... Yeah, I can do that. Alright. At 11. Let's pop you to the back. Let's do this again. Create a new scan. Patiently for the plugins. Yeah. Shows it right here. You can use, if you're, you can use ranges, you can use CIDR notation, but we already know the address. Let's get that scan going. Yeah, some people had issues where their Kali VM already had Nessus installed and logged in. That's because I think they were using JJ's Kali VM, which he provided. His Kali VM is called ZenMap, like Kali 2023 with ZenMap. Don't use that one. Not because it does, I mean, ZenMap in part is fine, but it can be troublesome to delete the Nessus configs. What are you frozen? Nice. Yeah, look at, this is a helpful method. You can compare the clocks to see like when your other machine froze. If you come back and you see that its clock is like 10 minutes behind, it's pretty clear. You know, it's never going to recover. I guess this one's never going to recover either. It's doing stuff. I will get back to you. I'm going to pause for now. Okay, so let me just fix this a little bit. So I literally just turned off I waited patiently and then turned off the machine and like turn the machine on again. Where is this thing? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, let me do this. Okay, so the scan's done. We got some vulnerabilities and whatever. Okay, let's see what the assignment said. Show a screenshot of the scan. Here's a screenshot. Okay. Find the vulnerabilities related to Apache web server. Info. Web servers. Yeah. File tech none. That's what I would say. And just here's a screenshot of the article. Is that everything? Maybe I can pack this a little bit better. No? Well, I can surely do this. 15. Okay, let me just make sure this is reasonable. Screenshot, yep. Every significant term, yes. This is not optimal. It's better, I suppose. Yeah, okay. It's all good. Let's maybe screenshot the article you followed. Responsibility to figure out. Yeah, that's how to install. Proof on installed Nessus. There's the proof. Start service. Paste a screenshot of the article. Start an SSD and post proof that you did. Here's the proof. Log in. Proof I logged in. That's good. Determine the IP address. I did. Perform the scan and show proof. Is the scan necessary? No. Why? I explained why. Vulnerability related to Apache server. Not the right one. I forgot to copy this. There we go. 11. Determine network interface. That's the one. Oh, this is not enough, I would say. Well, yeah, because I wrote it down there. TCP dump is Capture network shot interface. Okay, I should not have captured the whole thing, but I'm gonna leave this because it doesn't really matter. Oh, provide a screenshot. Oops. Whatever. That's not hard. Here is a screenshot. Wait. No. Okay, and that is how you get 125 on your lab. Too easy.